Hey everyone, it is Jeffrey Vizcaino here at Playbill. Guys, this is a first for me. I think maybe a first for Playbill, but we're on location at the amazing production of Masquerade here in New York City. We all know and love the Andrew Lloyd Webber favorite Phantom of the Opera, and now it has been reimagined, reconfigured, but you have all the most amazing parts but made into this incredible immersive experience. We are here on the fourth floor of it. There's 6 floors that have been renovated for this amazing production. Again, if you're just joining in now, my name is Jeffrey Vizcaino, your director of social media here at Playbill. And today we're going to be giving you a little bit of a tour of Masquerade. If you want to see everything, you got to pay for that one, folks. But we're going to give you a little preview of it, and we're going to be seeing and stopping and seeing some incredible people today. We're going to be meeting 6 of the Christines and also the mastermind behind all of it, director Diane Paulus. But first, guys, I'm sure more people are logging in. If you were logging in for the first time and you didn't know about this, we are here on the set in the House of Masquerade. We are here in the fly space. If you know, you know from the show. But I'm tired of talking. I'm sure you're tired of listening to me already. So let's bring in, like I said, the director extraordinaire, the one and only Diane Paulus. Come on over. Hello, hello.
Hello. Great to be here.
I thank you for letting us be here in the first place. I pitched this idea and I was like, they'll never let me do this. They will never let me come live and show this. And you guys were game, so thank you for letting me come and do this.
Of course. A little sneak peek of the magic that goes on here every night.
Absolutely. Well, let's start from the very beginning. How did this whole thing start? Did you come to someone? Did they come to you? And where did this begin for the Masquerade that we know now?
Yeah, of course. So we all know Phantom closed on Broadway. Mm-hmm. Sad day that was. And I think Andrew wanted to do something new with the material. And he started talking to Randy Weiner, who's our executive producer, who was the force behind Sleep No More and Queen of the Night, and is sort of known for all of his out-of-the-box ideas. Mm-hmm. And Randy found this space on 57th Street, which was the old Lee's art supply store. If anyone grew up in New York City like I did, I came like with my mother to buy like pencils here in the 70s. But we walked in this space, and it was like the Paris Opera. Mm-hmm. You know, vaulted ceilings in the first floor, 10,000 square feet in the cellar that felt like it could be the lair, 6 stories up to a roof. And we know the roof is a big deal in Phantom of the Opera. So it was really the marriage of this incredible building, the incredible story and legendary musical, and this desire to bring it to a new perspective. And the idea was experience it, right? You don't have to sit 100 feet away from a stage. You can actually breathe the air, be in the rooms, and see the whole show. In our conception, because it's the Masquerade, it's the Phantom's Masquerade, you're seeing the whole show from the Phantom's perspective.
I love that. I mean, if you guys will see a little bit on this tour, the attention, the detail that's gone on with this. I know you have worked with many different type of artists to create all the different parts of this, when mask work, graffiti work. Tell me a little bit about assembling that artist team.
Yeah, I mean, it was a village. Like always you need a village, but this one was like nothing I've ever done. It was set designers, set dressers, art directors, acrobatic designers, incredible choreographer, Sidi Larbi Chikawi, who I did Jagged Little Pill with. And, really, I want to say the cast. We worked so hard to find this brilliant original company. There are 38 cast members, and every single cast member signed up for this job because they knew we were going to make something that had never been done before. So when I say it's a village, it's this company, it's their interest in co-creating all of this madness that we do here. And then what's beautiful about immersive theater, it's the audience, because every time you do the show, it's slightly changing because you're in relation to audience who are changing every night. Yeah. And it makes the theater feel present and real. You're never just turning it on and going on automatic. You are living, breathing it. And this company of actors, and you're going to get to meet the Christines, who are like my favorite, those Christines. They're so incredible. They live and breathe this show and pour all I've never seen actors work like this before. And they're incredible. They're Broadway caliber, singing their faces off. and then they're running upstairs and they're climbing things and they're moving through audience. And I think they're into it because they feel a connection.
Mm.
You connect with people. And I think at this moment we're so looking for that human moment when we know we're together. We know we're in a real space together. And that's what you feel. And you get to feel it inside this beautiful, incredible show called Phantom of the Opera.
I love that. I love this so much. Okay, I have been dying to ask you because you talked about this incredible cast. You have essentially 6 different casts or leads, I would say, and then other cast members. I need to know how your brain worked in figuring out, because at one point there are like 6 shows all going on at once, but the audience member, and I've come to see the show, has no idea there's 5 other productions going on at one time. How did you even begin to like start working that out about how to plot that out and how all that would work?
Yeah, it totally broke my brain is the answer. And I had like this team with me, and some of them were like super math majors in college, because it was like engineering. It was like a live engineering of the show mapped out in physical architecture across time code, minutes and seconds. I mean, when you do a musical, you're aware of time and rhythm. But, if you feel like, I think I want to tighten that up or cut that, you just do it. In this show, everything is like a switch watch. It just works. Everything's connected. And the beauty of it is the audience doesn't perceive what is going on. But to say that it's like smooth running now, but that labor of figuring out was so intense.
Yeah.
And it was trial and error. I mean, we did 5 different versions. We did multiple beta tests with sample audience. We figured out time things with previews when it was like, whoa, the audience is going that way. We have to bring them back over here. And now, a couple months into our run, the thing sails smoothly, and the goal is you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It feels like it's being unveiled for you and only you.
Totally. I mean, I saw this show as one of the very first shows I saw on Broadway as a kid, and this felt like, I mean, the story, but it felt like I had never known the story before. I feel like I heard lines and lyrics for the first time that I'd never heard before. And speaking on that, what's been cool about this Masquerade is that you've kind of like pulled together all the different versions of Phantom Universe, the film, the novel, and kind of all put them together. And tell me about that process of the adding new things into this.
Yeah, I mean the Holy Grail is the stage show, which is kind of perfect. And so we knew we weren't just doing the Broadway show in an immersive setting. This is called Phantom's Masquerade because we start the whole show as if you were invited to the Phantom's Masquerade. You are a special guest at this private kind of enactment, but it allows us the opportunity to cast the audience. And then once you go in it, you're in the story. You kind of drop into the story. The Phantom takes you back in time to the 1880s, Paris, the Opera House. And then because we're in his point of view, you get to hear some of his backstory, right? So for the fans who know the movie, we get a little glimpse of that carnival where he was kind of a sideshow freak. But in our production, you go to the carnival, you get to see the young Phantom like trapped in this cage. You see where his genius started, that he was this incredible composer. You saw the things he saw at the carnival. Like you might wonder, like, how was he so good at fire, right? All those fire tricks. Guess what? At the carnival, fire breathers, rope acts, the magical lasso. It kind of shows you where he got all his ideas. And I think it makes you feel empathetic to him because you understand what he went through. You understand the trauma that he survived. And for me, it makes you understand Christine.
Yeah.
And that was a thing, we do the show, but we're also, kind of focusing the point of view. So yes, it's the Phantom's point of view, but it's also this celebration of a female heroine who's like not afraid to look under the rock and say, I'm not afraid to look at you. I have the courage. I believe in you and your artistry and you're an architect, right? Madame Giry says, architect, inventor, composer. This is an artist far ahead of his time. And guess what? You also get to see all of his inventions.
Yes, you do.
In the basement, all the automata. So it was just a chance to make the characters fuller and for the audience to understand the points of view and to go on a physical and an emotional ride.
Yeah. One thing that I also love that you've done with this is that your casting is very interesting, because I think when we think of Phantom Broadway run, there was a certain type of leading man that was the Phantom. And I feel like in a really beautiful, wonderful way, you've kind of been exploring the different types of phantoms there could be. Can you talk to me about what the casting process was like for this as well?
Yeah, I mean, we saw, hundreds and hundreds of people, and we selected, I think, this beautiful range. We have 6 phantoms. They all couldn't be more different from each other in every possible way: life experience, representation, identity. But they all bring their own point of view into this, this kind of narrative storytelling, which is provided by the show.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it was we all rehearsed together. So this wasn't like I rehearsed one show here, and all 6 of them were in the room. And it was like this extraordinary, like I call it like the basketball team of like theater, because everybody was like watching each other, and like Hugh Panera would do something, and then I'd say, Clay, you go up, and Clay would go up, and then Clay would watch Hugh, and Hugh would watch Nick Walker, and then Nick would watch Kyle, and then Jeff and Telly. And like when they all did their own run throughs, they would all talk to each other and like share anecdotes. There is such a collective ensemble here, like I've never I love ensembles. It's what I love about the theater, is building companies. And this company in this show, in this building, is like none other than I've ever experienced. Everyone is so on the higher mission of what this is. And I think, this kaleidoscope of Phantom, for me as a director, I kept learning. Every time I saw a different actor do it, I'd be like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And then I would like share it with the other Phantom, or like the Christines. They're constantly teaching me. We were in rehearsal today, and we were rehearsing a scene, and one of the Christines turned to me and they're like, she does it that way? I'm going to try that tonight. Like, so they always share. And that's like a very generous, creative place to be in, which I think is the spirit you feel when you come and see the show.
I love that. Well, speaking of this cast, I think it's time for me to go and find some of them here within the whole hall of this. Thank you again so much for speaking with me. Thank you for letting us come and tour today. And I think we'll maybe see you a little bit later on. We'll see. We'll see what we find on our journey.
I might be at the end of the maze.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, here we go. Just a warning to everyone watching. Wi-Fi's are weird. Connections are weird. We might get cut off, but we like the crunchy bits. So if it happens, stick around. We will either jump back to where we were or just stick around, but we're going to see what happens. We're literally in a layer, people. So we'll see what happens as we're moving around. All right, here we go. If you get motion sickness, hold on. Gird your loins. Here we go. You can't see them right now, but behind the camera, we have a whole team from Playbill, as well as O&M PR team, who are help us make this whole thing possible. But we're going to start moving. Here we go, guys. All right. Leaving this space, coming down to, ooh, spooky, scary. All right. We are descending down the stairs, everybody. Here we go. And I've got the best videographer in the business here, Ethan, behind the camera. Ethan's going to be panning and showing you some of these details as we're walking down. Just check out all of again, we talked about it with Diane before, the level of detail and artistry that's gone into creating this. I mean, she named a few of them, but the level of artists who have been involved with creating all this, you see all these posters, because no matter where you are in the show, whether you're in the stairwell, no matter what, you never leave the opera house. We are always here. We are always within the world of Phantom. So we're going to keep coming down. We are descending slowly into the bowels of the opera. Guys, if you're enjoying this, moving on down. Is the back of my hair okay, guys? I didn't really think about that today when I was getting ready. But that's showbiz, kids. Glitch here, guys. So we're going to pause here for a hot second. We're going to hold on for here. But, all right, we're going down this hallway. Ethan, if you can zoom in on some of this stuff, again, you can see some of these notes that they've created. So as you're walking through as a group, you have time to kind of check out all these details that they've done with these opera notes, different notices within the theater. It's just really cool. And again, if you're watching this now and you haven't experienced Masquerade, it's very cool, but you got to come see this in person, because you can have it on video, but the real deal is always going to be the best. All right. We have one more flight of stairs we're going down. One more flight of stairs we're going down. Here we go. Come on, Ethan. Down this way. Oh, All right, Ethan, check this out to our left. This huge Don Juan poster, which, guys, if you are a fan, PH, you know this, the big climax of the second act. Ethan, let's keep on moving on down the road. All right, guys, we are here on the next level. And, all right, so we're moving here. All right, so I think we're doing okay connection-wise. We're going to move into this next space, and we'll see how the Wi-Fi handles. Here we go. All right, so we are moving around here. Okay, we're coming in, and then, Ethan, we're going to be panning around this way. Here we go. And we're going to come over here. Here we go. And we're going to see if the connection, it's a little weird we moved to different rooms, but I think we're okay. We are good to go. Ladies, I'm at Masquerade. I'm kind of like freaking out. I mean, I've been here before, but like, I feel like I'm getting like the real like insider's look. But for everyone watching, do me a favor and introduce yourself to everyone who's watching.
Hi, everyone. I heard we got up to like 500. So, hey, y'all, what is up? I'm Hailey Ferrier, and I'm one of the Christines here at Masquerade.
Hey, y'all. I'm Erin LaCroix, and I'm also one of the Christines at Masquerade.
Okay, so this show is incredible. I saw this maybe a month or two ago. It is truly what you ladies are doing it's wild to me. But let me know this. I know you are making your New York debut with this show.
Yes.
And you are returning to a role that you know very well. I mean, for both of you right now, what has this experience been like? And I guess we'll go at the beginning that I learned finding out afterwards from Reddit, not mad about it, but like, not only are you playing these incredible Christine roles, but the performance before yours, you're also doubling as Meg.
Yes.
Like, explain to me how this works.
Okay, so we fully start our entire performance as Meg. So we're like getting ready. Usually you're getting ready to play the lead. You're like getting into the headspace. No, we're getting ready as Meg. And we start and we meet the entire audience for me, the first pulse is Meg. And then we do a crazy quick change. And then we greet our audience in Masquerade, which I think everyone knows now. We start the show with that just to kind of get the energy going. And it's a whirlwind, and we open up the space and welcome everyone in. Yeah.
It's amazing. Revisiting this character for you in this new version, because I don't like saying version, because it is Phantom, but it's just like Phantom on steroids. Like, it's like the best possible way you want to experience the show. What has this version, because I mean, there's been stuff that's been added, stuff is a little bit deeper. How has this changed your relationship with Christine and the characters of the show?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, one thing that I love, which I loved when I did the show on Broadway and also doing this, is like, frankly, this sisterhood of Christines, because it's such a sisterhood and we have so many incredible women sharing this role. In the rehearsal process, we would have, usually one Christine would start a scene and then we'd cycle through other Christines. So I think what impacted some of my perspective was actually getting to watch these other incredible women embody the role. And sometimes I would see things that they were doing and I'd go, oh, I loved that choice. I'm going to steal that and I'm going to add that to my character. So that's been something different with this production that I didn't get in the original Broadway production that I've loved.
Yeah. I mean, so I've told everyone before, obviously we can't do a full tour because, like I said, if you want to see it, you got to pay that money. I mean, let's keep the show running. Come to the show. But we are getting a little bit. But tell me, just in this dressing room, there's so much attention to detail. Yeah. Do you guys have like a favorite little Easter egg or something like that like it maybe when someone's maybe coming, be like, hey, just keep an eye out for this because this is my favorite little thing.
Yeah, I love this room as well. It's like my favorite in the show. We actually have something right over here that we get to see in the show when we bring the audience in. But we have this little picture. It's Christine's father. For people that don't know in the plot, Christine's father was a violinist. So it's just a tiny little Easter egg, but it allows you to recognize that this is Christine's station and this is where she might get ready for the opera at night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love that. All right. Last question. Okay. I think we have to wrap up and move on. We've got other angels of music to see while we're here. But question for you. I mean, this show is, before when the show's been done, you're on a big stage, the audience is 100 feet away, but now like literally like you can smell breaths in here. Like they're like, it is like you are close to the people. Do you have like a memorable audience interaction so far in this run?
Yes. So I have several,
Yes.
but one that really sticks out to me, it was moving for me. There's a moment where we walk outside in the show and you pass by this angel and a mound with candles and you can see Christine's father standing in the angel. And so I turned one night to an audience member and I said, "Do you see my father? I miss him." And this woman looked at me and she started weeping. And I said, "Are you okay? Can I give you a hug?" And I gave her a hug and she said, "It's actually the anniversary of my father's passing." And I said, "Oh my goodness. Well, you just take a moment to cry." We shared that moment together. We held each other together. And that's something I won't ever forget.
That is amazing. I could literally talk to the two of you more, but we've got more to see. There's only so much time for an IG Live, so we're going to head out there, but we might be seeing you. Maybe. We'll see. Stick around, guys. All right. Thank you so much. We are on our way. Here we go. Okay, guys. We are on our way this way. We are moving through Masquerade hallways. It's very spooky in here, as you would expect it to be. I see something, again, drama everywhere. We have music coming in here. Ladies, I'm going to join you on the platform. We might be, the Wi-Fi is a little, we'll see what happens in this room. Oh my God. Oh my, we pay for Wi-Fi. We're scooping around. We're going to see if we are good. We are good. Ladies, thank you for letting us be here today. You didn't have to let us here, but we are so excited to be here. For everyone who's watching, introduce yourself. And obviously we know who you're playing, but just introduce yourself.
I'm Kaylee Voorhees. I'm Christine here.
And I'm Francesca Marotra, and I'm also a Christine here.
So again, like the last room we have someone who's making their New York debut, and then someone who's making their return to this character. I mean, in the Phantom world, you are quite the rock star, the youngest Christine ever on Broadway, and now returning to this role. I mean, that must be exciting to return to this show in this kind of way.
It really is. And as I've played it, it's now been over 11 years since I started playing Christine. And she's grown a lot. It's a lot different than when it was when I started because I'm a lot different.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me, I mean, what is a rehearsal like for this show? I know you guys had a bit of put in rehearsals today, but I mean, do you rehearse this in a studio and then move? Like, how does that even work to begin the rehearsal process for this?
We started rehearsals in a church basement a couple of months ago, and we were able to tape out everything on the floor. There was a lot more space in there than if you were just like in a studio at Ripley or Pearl or something. So we had a lot more space, but it was really, really fun. Our cast got really close really quickly, especially because we're sharing roles, and it's been a real gift. We have 6 really humble women sharing the role of Christine, and I think we could say that for every category of like groups of who are playing each role. But so I think Diane or Erin talked about this earlier, but like, you know, you'd see Kaylee would get up and stage something, and then it'd be like, "Okay, Francesca, like hop in and like do the scene now that we just staged, and then we'll move on and add a little bit more with you." And it was such a gift to get to learn from each other because, you know, you have people who have so many years of time with Christine, and then people who have loved the show for years, and then people who had never even seen Phantom on Broadway who brought a lot of freshness to the character.
Absolutely. So I got to see the show, like I said, I was telling the ladies beforehand, about a month or so ago, and for those watching, clutch the pearls, but like, it's sexy. This version is sexy. I was like, at one point, I literally was like, oh my God, should I be watching this? What's happening? I mean, someone in the comments even said, they're like, show the headboard, and I was like, no, you do not get the headboard for free. That is something you got to come to the show. But talk to me about this, like, I mean, working with Diane and working on this new version that we have kind of like upped the antes. The stakes are real high. And because the audience is so close, I mean, tell me about, what is it called? The romanticy of this version.
Well, I think you already got it, which is everyone is very close. And so you see things, it's almost a combination of like TV acting or film acting where everything is closer. You can do little micro moments that on Broadway, you can't really, everyone is a little more removed. And I think that adds to how people interpret and feel the romance because you're filling a smaller room and it's more intimate with the people. You're not playing to crowds of 1,000 people. You're playing to crowds of 50, of 60. And so people feel a little more intimate just being there.
Totally.
And so our intimacy then reads a different way.
Totally. I mean, not only is it like groups of 50 or 60, but then you get broken down into even smaller groups of like, I don't know, maybe 15 or so people in a room. And I think at one point when I saw the show, I was like, wait, there were more people here earlier. Wait, that's I'm like, hold on a second. It's alive. Things will get what they are. Thank you so much. It is the opera ghost, not Jeffrey being clumsy at all. Not that at all. But no, there's parts of the show where I was like, oh, wait a second. There was like 50 people here and now I'm only in a room with 10. That must be really cool when you get to like be that close with people.
It is really special to get to be that close to people because you also get to like receive the way that they're receiving your work. You get to get something back from them. And, you know, my childhood best friend who I like grew up doing theater with came to see the show and she's become like a fan and she's seen it a couple of times now. And she said to me the other day, she was like, I've figured out the reason that I love it so much. Like, obviously it's amazing. And like, it's cool to see my best friend like up there playing Christine. But she was like, what I really love about it is that like, I feel like we're kids again and we're doing like community theater together again, like because you're looking at me and I'm your scene partner and I get to respond to whatever you do. And then according to what I give you, you make your next choice. And that connects you with people in a really different way. And I think it makes people leave here feeling like, at least I hope, like really seen in a new way and like emerging from this building with like a different sort of human connection.
I love that. All right, we have to wrap up. Very last question I'm going to ask you before we go. I asked before, highly before. I'm going to ask you this now. You obviously have been with the production for a long time, so you know the story really well. Is there an Easter egg within the building, a little piece, something that you love that you're like, when you come to see the show, be on the lookout for?
I mean, I love the elephant in the entrance because that was a favorite. That was a favorite from the show is the elephant. But honestly, there's a lot of really small little moments. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but if you love the show, you get a lot of little moments where if you're paying attention, the details will pop out to you and you'll be like, oh, there it is. There's a nod. And there's a lot of it. Aaron was talking earlier. What is on the skirts? So our skirts, when the doors open for Masquerade and you see us in our little Masquerade skirts, we're supposed to be like music fairies. That's pulled from the book. But there's music notes on our skirts, and that is from one of Andrew Lloyd Webber's favorite songs, which is the actual music.
So
which
cool.
is
It's the dying swan from Carnival of the Animals.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
Okay, guys.
So that's a little different than Broadway.
Yes.
But really cool.
Very cool. All right, we have, I think, one last pair. We go, but I'm going to go this way. I'm going to try not to fall, but thank you, ladies, so much, and maybe I'll see you soon. Here we go. Jeffrey's not going to fall. Oh, my gosh. Okay, here we go. We're moving this way. Oh, I'm going to fix this mic as we walk and talk. Like I said, there are going to be crunchy bits, and that was one of them. We love the crunchy bits. Let's see. How can I fix this mic as we're walking? Okay, like I said, there's so many cool rooms as we walk through. And as just spoken before, here is the elephant in this room. So this is a little cool moment that if you come see the show, you'll be able to see. And I'm sure you guys heard a lot of like crackling as I'm dealing with the mic. Sorry about that. But, a door. I don't think so. Let's see what's through this way. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, heavy door. All right, here we go. Come on through, guys. Look how gorgeous this room is. I mean, again, we've talked about it before. The details of this place. Hi ladies. I'm going to come get in between the two of you. First of all, I've been saying to everyone, but I truly mean this. Thank you for letting us come in and just be a little guests in your home for the day. For everyone watching, introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Hi, I'm Riley Noland, and I play one of the Christines.
Hi, I'm Claire Lydon, and I'm the Super Swing.
So, for a show like this, that is the title, a super swing. All right, ladies, okay, this, we've talked about it with everyone so far. This, I think, is like the most example of like live theater, because I'm sure every day is a different adventure, different audience member, different interactions. And one thing that if you've been online, people have been talking about it. You guys have this whole outdoor scene that happens, but especially right now with winter, sometimes that outdoor scene doesn't happen, and there's alternate routes and alternate ways for that. Talk to me about when there is a day where things have to be changed up for you. How do you get into a mental place of like, all right, okay, so today this is my new journey, and as I'm discovering I'm doing this character, this is my new journey. Is that a special place you have to go to figure that out?
Yeah, I actually really love it, and I invite it a lot. Like, as an actor, I think it really helps keep me present as an actor, because like I can't always anticipate what's going to happen next.
Super swing. I have to imagine, because with the other Christines, they have their one Phantom and their one Raoul who they perform with, but you kind of get to like experience the whole buffet of gentlemen here at Masquerade. What is that like, being able to move around with those different scene partners?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think it's the reason why I think I have the best job in the whole building, because like Riley was saying, I mean, it's just being open to your scene partner. It feels like acting class or like jungle gym playground time every day. And I have been lucky to go on with every single Phantom and every single Raoul, principal and cover. So it has been just, like the acting assignment of my dreams.
That is so cool. All right. So tell me, do you have any, like as I said, this is such a cool experience I'm sure things happen and change. Do you have like a memory, like when your time here is done, maybe, is there a moment throughout this whole process that like you keep as like a core memory through this whole putting the show on?
Oh my God. I have so many. I think the first time we ever ran the show in synchronicity, like when everyone just started going off 15 minutes at a time, that was like so magical. And also I think the first time my family got to see it was really special, because like, in a proscenium show, it's like, okay, I guess my family's out there, I guess. And I'm like, where are they? But for this, like, I got to watch them watch this for the first time. And it makes, it's just the best thing ever.
Yeah. Tell me, for you, how well, I mean, obviously, if you're in musical theater, Phantom of the Opera, but like, how well did you know the story? And then now they've added so much to it and deepened these characters. So tell me, how much did you know about all the different versions of Phantom before going into this?
I think I knew on the lesser side of the group of Christines. I'd seen the show once when I was 11 and the movie once when it came out, but I felt really like I wanted to come to it without all of that preconceived notions and kind of see what we built together. And watching everyone build the show and Diane's leadership as this whole new version came together, I was glad to kind of release that. And then to learn about some of these Easter eggs that I didn't know were Easter eggs and things like that, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. I've been meaning to ask everyone on this journey, and now I'm just going to ask both of you. There's been, when this show was first being talked about and they were like hinting, we saw so much on social media, but they're hinting about there's so much secrecy. Was there a lot of secrecy during the audition process? Like, did you know what this was that you were going in for, and what that whole process was like?
It was very secret. However, I think like I opened the materials and it was like, think of me. And I was like, I think it's Phantom. But it was very secret, and they didn't tell us really until I think I had booked it maybe, and my agents were like, it's Phantom. I was like, okay, great, that's awesome.
Yeah, like, it's Phantom, and there will be a lot of walking and a lot of stairs and all this other stuff. Yeah. All right, so I've been asking everyone along the way, so I'll ask you this: do you have like a favorite Easter egg?
Ooh, do I have a favorite Easter egg? Well, I do think if you take a close look in some of the dressing rooms, some of the masks might be familiar to some other immersive theater fans that are hidden around the room, so keep your eyes peeled.
Well, speaking of that, I think Ethan's going to give us a little bit more of a pan. And ladies, I think you have one more secret to show us at the very end. Okay. Yes, I'll follow. Ethan, we'll pan around here. All right. You ready, Ethan? Here we go. Oh, la la. Here we come. Oh, my gosh. Come on through, Ethan. Here we go. And here we are at the you cannot do a live of Masquerade without this beautiful chandelier. Oh my gosh. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say thank you for joining in on this live. To these wonderful ladies here, thank you for letting us come into your home today. Diane, this is wonderful. Thank you for allowing us in. Lady, thank you for your time as well. Guys, if you want to see, you saw a little bit of Masquerade today, but there was so much more to see. 6 floors to go through of this. We didn't even touch the lair, which, like, if you know, you know. So, like, come down to 57th Street. There are so many fun tricks. Oh, do we have some? Oh, he's here. And I think that's also my cue that he needs me to get out because these ladies have a show to do tonight. So come on down to 57th Street.
We love the fans. We love you all.
Yes,
Thank you for your support of our show.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. And again, come see Masquerade. Bye, everybody.